Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Today's video, I'm going to go over some of the details in the summon pool event that just dropped the last couple hours. There's some interesting legendaries and there's some pretty good epics. I'm sure some very valuable epics to some people out there. So we'll jump into that and we'll go into some details. But first, I want to do some house cleaning first. We're going to do our 5 giveaway winners for my 8,000 subscriber video. It's a pretty short turnaround. I said it's going to be about 24 hours. So we'll just pick the 5 winners there. It's going to be 540 gems, a void shard, and an epic tome to the winners there. Like I said, if you guys want to get involved in future giveaways, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you guys know when my next giveaway is. After that, I also want to let you guys know that I will be streaming during CVC. So about the start time of CVC, I'll do a couple hours stream. So if you guys have a chance to drop by and catch me live, I'll just be hanging out doing our CVC. It's personal rewards and answering some questions, just chilling out with you guys. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. And lastly, I still have one extra giveaway still ongoing, and that will conclude at the end of the month. So make sure you guys check out my 5th anniversary 5 things I like about Raid video. The giveaway will still be going on for that video. It's a bit bigger. There's a legendary tome and a couple hundred energy, I believe, in that giveaway pack. So make sure you guys check that video out to get involved. All right, so first, let's talk about the winners here. So these are the 5 winners I just pulled for the giveaway. It's going to be 540 gems, 1 void shard, and 1 epic tome. So expect those in your inbox. Let me know in a future video when you guys get the rewards. Congratulations to you guys, and thank you guys so much for participating in the giveaway. And I think the last bit of news is that, like I said, I've activated my my Discord, so it's up and running. So if you guys want to connect with me on Discord, make sure you guys check out the link in the description. And yeah, it'll be a different way of having some fun outside of this game. So looking forward to that. Anyways, let's jump into the summon pool event. All right, so we got a summon pool event here. Yeah, we got some pretty good champions. The pool is pretty big. There's 14 legendaries and there's quite a bit of epics going on here. So it looks like the theme here is Mikage Epics. There's a ton of Mikage Epics here available. So I had to pull up the Mikage Fusion because I've finished my Mikage Fusion, so I don't 100% remember which epics are needed, but it looks like this one, the spirit one, this spirit one. There's at least like 5 Mikage epics here. Geomancer is obviously very, very nice. One of the top epics in the game. I actually still don't have them on one of my accounts. Ugo as well for Hydra. Husk is very good for Hydra as well. Skull Crusher for Clan Boss. Creodin for Fire Knight Hard is actually quite decent. But there's some really, really good epics. I would argue that most of them are actually pretty impactful. Fat Man, Magnar, they're all solid epics. Leading into the legendaries, we have generally some pretty good legendaries as well. Death Bell here, he's mostly like a clan boss champion or or like a wave support with his ally protection and strengthen on a 3 turn. This increases res and defense. It's kind of a weird combination, but you know, any kind of stat boosting is really nice. I don't see him being like extremely good, but for a limited roster, he's actually pretty solid. Ratman here is very, very good. I mean, he makes short work of Bommel for Doom Tower. Very, very good for dragon content. He's actually even decent for like Hydra. Good for Clan Boss because the poisons deal quite a bit of damage over time. Great champ. He can solo like I think high levels of hard dragon as well. Harima will be the one that I'm after, just for like possibility of empowerment in the future, as well as faction guardians. Obviously her A2 hits super hard, and then her AoE has the provoke. Her AoE is not super hard hitting. It's a low multiplier, but the way her passive stacks up is that the way her A2 works is that it kind of helps her build up her damage over time. And then her A3 AoE can hit pretty hard. But yeah, she's a great champion, great for arena, one of the best. Incredible passive. Her passive basically makes ignore defense abilities and sets, half is effective, and her kind of faction hate is very strong against some of the stronger factions in Arena. Great champion for Arena. Stultus, kind of overlooked sometimes, especially for Arena, but in general content, he's actually very good. You got a 3 turns, 100% chance to stun. No, not 100% chance, sorry. 65% chance to stun. That's a very good chance overall to stun the opponent with 2 hits. He's actually a very good Rotos counter. You have the decreased speed here, or decrease crit damage. They're conditional. And then he has a self-buffing attack here with the AoE. It's a 4-turn, but it hits quite hard. And then his passive means he never loses his damage before he attacks. This passive actually makes him niche incredibly good against Hard Dragon. If you want to speed run Hard Dragon, Stultus is the guy to do it. And you basically give him, the way I have him built is, I have him in a really slow 6-piece stone skin build, like high HP, high defense. And then he just basically stands there, gets hit with the poison attack from the big dragon, and then his passive will transfer all the poison back to the dragon, and the poisons will kill the dragon. But Stultus makes those types of speed runs for dragon really possible. But it kind of sucks to kind of put him in that build, because then he's not going to be too useful everywhere. The other build that kind of works for him for Hard Dragon is just regeneration build. But yeah, so anyways, very good champion. Very good, actual decent counter to Rotos in live arena or arena in general, but great champion as well. I wouldn't mind pulling one of him. Bad L, one of the old goats in the game. He brings the 3-turn cleanse, continuous heal, places 2 poison on enemies. He has a AoE on his A1, and then his passive allows him to inflict 20% more damage to targets under poison. It's kind of good for boss encounters. So it's easy to set up poisons and then do more damage with your team. So he's kind of power crept nowadays, but he's still a very good champion overall. Elva, actually very good. She's kind of like a mix between Sifi plus Riho, but kind of not as good as Sifi, but probably better than Riho in some cases. A1 places continuous heal. A3 3-turn cleanse, placing block debuffs with increased speed. Very good, actually. It's very good. This is a very solid move. And then she has a single target revive on a 3-turn. That's very important on a 3-turn. With 40% HP is kind of low, half turn meter, and then places increased defense, increased attack. So increased defense, increased attack basically means that any damage dealer she revives, that's not HP based, will basically get a little bit of a damage boost. Increased defense means that supports will benefit a little bit as well, so you gain a little bit of survivability. Her passive, very annoying, places the perfect veil on the ally with the lowest HP. It actually is very annoying, so it usually keeps like the nuker alive or veiled, so it's kind of hard to deal with. And then she has this she has this heal at the start of their turn, every turn, 10%. So she's great for like sustained long fights. Just keeping your team alive, keep your team going, keep your team nice and healthy. Speed and all aura is very solid as well. I think her base stats aren't as impressive as Sifi's, for example, but she's still a very good champion. Kaimar, one of the best champions in the game for PvE. PvP, not so much anymore, but he's definitely necessary for a lot of things. We all know him as the reset champion. Brings AoE sleep, so if you want to use him for arena, he's very good. And then big speed aura here from Kaimar. We got Big Nut Man here. I said in my previous video, most people would be so happy with 2 of these guys, but if it's your first one, he's a game changer. One of the biggest game changers in the game for PvE. 3 hits, 30% max HP damage possible from this guy, so very good champion. Triple hit with the TM drop or freeze. Very good against Fire Knight Hard. He's definitely worth it. One of the best fusions of all time. Necmo, this guy is an incredible Hydra champion. He makes your Hydra team incredibly good. He brings the turn meter boost, increased speed, decreased speed with the leech. Incredibly important debuffs and buffs. and then his A1 brings a decreased attack. It's very awesome. He has a speed and all aura battle as well. Incredible champion, especially for Hydra. If you don't have him and you get him, he's going to be a big boost for you guys. What else? We got Iron Brago, old fusion. He has a pretty strong passive. His defense, you get 10% of his defense applied to your whole team. He has a 3-turn increased defense buff, which is like not super common. And then he has an AoE provoke decreased attack on a 3-turn. A1 decreased duration is not super important. He hits pretty good. He has decent stats. He has good base defense. He's not going to be super meta or anything, but he's a good champion for like clan boss, especially if you're doing like killable teams, so you don't have an unkillable setup. He's actually going to help you out there, help you reach some stats with his defense increase. Funny or interesting note here is that his shield that is broken here, I think I saw something where they said it was Valkyrie's shield, so that's kind of a interesting little tidbit there. What do we got next? We got Theodore the Savant. Still can solo a bunch of stuff. He's like the king for normal dungeons. Ice Golem, Dragon, Spider. But for hard dungeons, he's not going to be very good for Ice Golem, but he's still very good for Dragon, and I use him in my Spider team as well to detonate the poisons. So, which one was it? Is this one, right? Yeah, very good. He also brings increased speed to your whole team, so he can be used in like other ways as well. Most wave-based content, he's very, very good. He brings decreased speed, increased speed, and then some damage with the poisons and exploding and stuff. He also brings accuracy aura, so he's generally just a very good champion. What else? Cupidus had some uses for after his buff with Venus in arena. Definitely fallen off nowadays, but he hits pretty hard on his A1. He's got the big single target smack with a self buff, and then he has the AoE HP burn. You can use him for like Hydra too, for example. But it's fallen off a little bit. If you got him and your roster is kind of limited, he's going to be top notch. But for most late game players, he's probably not going to be super great. And then Valkyrie. Valkyrie, I love her. When I got her, I was like super pumped. She went into my clan boss team, made it into a 1 key. She's got basically, one of the few champions with counterattack in this game, or team-wide counterattack. Her shield can be massive. It's based on her own defense, and it's basically unlimited. So sky's the limit on that size of shield that she can do. She has an A1 turn meter drop here. Her passive is still interesting. Part of it requires accuracy, so you can build it with accuracy or without accuracy. But the part that decreases your opponent requires accuracy, but the part that increases this champion's, yes, that's right, sorry. This champion's turn meter doesn't get applied, but doesn't get affected by accuracy, but your enemies being decreased requires accuracy. So that's interesting part of her kit. She can be used in arena, but because Stone Skin exists, she basically fell out. The turn meter stuff doesn't work against champions in Stone Skin, but I think her application is still going to be around team counterattacks and team protection for clan boss. She's also has some use for Fire Knight hard, so you can protect your team, get hit by the Fire Knight, and then your counterattack goes into the shield, breaks the shield, and then you kill the Fire Knight. So she can definitely help you out there as well. So overall, I think it's a very generally above average pool of champions. You'll be relatively happy with most of them if you get lucky pulling one. That's the thing. 7% chance of pulling a legendary isn't exactly incredible. The cost of them is $5 US, so they value each one at about $7.50 US, which is, I think that's the going rate. That's probably cheaper than what Sacreds cost, and the pull rate is actually better than Sacreds because Sacreds is only 6%. But you have to factor in that Sacreds, you can use those for summon events. You can save that for 2x events, or you also have a mercy on Sacreds. These summoning Prism shards, they don't have any mercy, so it's actually I'm not sure if it's a good investment to go for any of these. But of course, if you're super desperate for Mikage fusion pieces, it might be something you want to consider. And if you really like these legendary, it might be something to consider if you guys are spenders. Looking ahead in the schedule calendar, there's actually going to be only 2 events with these crystals that I can see anyways. There's the Sand Devil event that is currently active, so you can pick up some crystals there. And then there's actually the Fire Knight turn attack, which has crystals here. Both of these events will be happening during the CBC, so both these events are probably getting slammed pretty hard. I mean, these are good events going into the CBC, of course. Take a quick look at the Sand Devil value here. Okay, so 30 pieces. So you get 1 pull for the 3,500 milestone here. It's kind of pretty standard. I like that they reduced the cost of this medium stone. It's usually 3,000, but they reduce it to 2,600. I don't know, to make space for this. They could have easily left this at 3,000 and made this like 4,000 or something. Don't want to give them ideas, but I mean, we gotta take the wins when we see them. Back to the calendar. So there could be some argument to hold on to summoning from this summon event until you reach the Deck of Fate. However, I think the Deck of Fate is summoning by stones, not really set up like a champion chase. So I think this might be summoning by stones. It says here, collect Fate runes by summoning and leveling up champions. So summoning, hard to say, right? You can't say definitively what this is, but I think it's by stones. But it doesn't hurt to hold on to your summon pool event summons for the Deck of Fate. They do have some overlap, so that'll be a bit of advice from me. So if you're planning on participating in the Prism event, make sure you guys hold your summons until the Deck of Fate, just to see if you can get some points there. It might help you guys out. And yeah, that's going to be it for the video. I mean, anytime you guys going to dip your toes into these Prism events, it's going to be a long shot, guys. So don't get too ahead of yourselves. Make sure you guys manage your expectations and understand that it's pretty much a complete gamble, right? So chances of you guys getting one of these legendaries that you guys really want, it's only set about 7% chance. So you have 7% chance of pulling legendary, and then after you pull that legendary, you only have a 7% chance of getting your desired legendary. So it's, you know, it's a bit of a long shot. But anyways, that's going to be it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching until the end. Have a great start to the week, and I'll see you guys in the next video.